Hello and welcome back everybody to Chocobo's Mysterious Dungeon on the Nintendo Wii, and in this episode we'll be continuing our way through Guardian of the Water, also known as the Leviathan Dungeon. We're not making all that much progress today. Specifically, we'll be making it down to about the 9th floor? About that far. The elemental dungeons are significantly longer and have much stronger enemies than what the Remembrance dungeons usually throw at us. That said, there's a good reason for that. They want you to go through the elemental dungeons multiple times in order to get the gear, job points, and experience you need in order to actually take down the bosses. It is very deliberate,
Nothing
at least as far as I understand.
Like high-level enemies. Ooh, you got me, Chocobo.
I personally recommend, whilst you're going through the elemental dungeons, to fight almost everything that you come across, except for specifically demons. Pretty much regardless of what class you chose as well, because the class that you chose, although most certainly affects how much physical damage you can deal, you need those experience and job points that they're holding on to. And if you don't have them, well, you're mostly boned.
I think a lot of players would get into the habit of taking their time going through the level and just killing everything, because the hunger system is pretty lax in its difficulty, keeping up with, well, basically keeping the meter above 0%. I think that's a no-brainer as long as you got lots of Gazal greens in your inventory. And just like you were saying, there's a lot of job points to be had. Not to mention that all you have to do is just, turn on your Chocobo egg timer, and you get all of your health and all of your special points back.
Yeah, but that costs a hunger, so you have to balance it out. You have to balance it out from what you need and what you want.
Yeah, I think people would take the high risk, high reward route in this case, especially me.
Into the 4th floor. I'm not entirely sure if Guardian of the Water has any specific set floors aside from the story important ones. I know that other Mystery Dungeon games have dungeons that actually do have specific floors mapped out. Like Digimon World 2, for example. I know that people don't really consider it to be a Mystery Dungeon game, but given the fact that the dungeons that are actually based on the Mystery Dungeon model, I consider it to be a Mystery Dungeon game. But it actually has several dungeons where certain floors are set. Famously, the BIOS dungeon's 2nd floor is always set up to be exactly the same, and it's one of the easiest ways in that game to gain access to the toy car and various healing items.
Right, because you can rely on that level producing the same floor over and over again.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that was a good that's a good nuance. That is a useful nuance of the Mystery Dungeon system, is that it is difficult for players to farm up points because you are at the mercy of the game's randomness at times. You don't know where things are, you don't know where the enemies are. And yeah, you're going to end up taking your time just learning where things are before you can get the things you're after.
Right. Ooh, what is this? It is Antarctic Wind. That is an attack item. The attack items cast the various levels of elemental magic. Antarctic Wind, I believe, is the level 2 Blizzard attack item. It casts what is effectively Blizzara on enemies in front of Chocobo. I don't bother to use them for the most part because they're not honestly all that good. They still depend on your magical attack stat in order to do the damage calculation. So although White Mage and Black Mage can use them relatively well, the classes that actually want to be using them, like Knights and Dragoons, well, have better options.
Oh, he's awake. You weren't
And now
supposed
he is
to
dead.
wake up. I liked you better when
attacking
you were
enemies
dead.
that are asleep automatically wakes them up. I don't think you even have to hit
Ice
them in order for them
Slam.
to wake up most times. Iffy greens.
Kind of iffy. I mean, they look okay, but I mean, gosh, my omnivore's dilemma is acting up.
Alright, and we've decided to continue on with the dungeon instead of fighting the sleeping enemies. It's something that I do a lot in this particular run, as I know I'm recording, and I'm attempting to actually show off what the dungeon is like, as well as, you know, get the resources that I need.
Level
But now
6.
you should start to notice a small graphical effect. As we go deeper into the dungeon, our vision actually starts to get slightly more limited.
Well, of course, but this is an ocean-themed level. We are approaching the bottom of the sea.
Not necessarily the bottom of the sea, but you know, we are approaching what would be a dangerous depth of the sea.
All right, now Chocobo, you are going to take this glass of warm yellow liquid and you're going to drink it. Because if you don't, you're going to get the bends.
Yeah.
Getting a little hungry there.
That's alright. We picked up some iffy greens, which will probably restore hunger by about 30%. There's the stairs out.
Now, Chocobo is not an omnivore, so he's not necessarily bothered by whether or not a food looks safe to eat, even though it said it is called iffy greens by name. It is questionable in nature.
The term iffy greens in this instance just means that they are unidentified. We don't know if they're normal Gashal greens or what variant of Gashal greens that they are.
Well, if it looks like a vegetable, tastes like a vegetable, and even crunches like a vegetable, then it's a vegetable.
It's probably a vegetable at least. Ooh, look, a set of talons.
See,
Iron
Chocobo
talons.
Chocobo wouldn't be bothered by eating iffy greens. He loves greens. Humans would be bothered by it, though. Humans hate any suggestion that there's something wrong with what they're eating at any given moment.
Doing more floor exploration. Alright, and on to the next floor we go.
Well, don't you want the job? There was a lot of job right there.
There was potentially a lot of job right there. Again, monsters are not guaranteed to drop anything. Except experience points.
Job. Oh, I haven't seen any monster houses in a little while. Oh.
You don't really need to start worrying about monster houses until you're into, like, until you're past about floor 15. Once you start getting that deep into any of the elemental dungeons, then monster houses can start showing up.
Okay, now we're really hungry. Eat it.
Stinky greens. Which were poisonous.
Oh, come on! That's a slap on the wrist. You get over your poison in like 10 steps, and then 10 steps later you got all your health back. That's a small price to pay. Eat your bitters. Bitters are good.
I personally don't like all that many bitter vegetables, specifically horseradish. I cannot handle horseradish for any amount of damn.
You and I have a major divergence on the horseradish issue. I love horseradish. It's spicy.
It is spicy, but it's also a very bland spice.
Yeah, it's mostly like other spices are characterized by, like, you know, pepper or ginger, where horseradish is just pain.
Yeah, that's almost how I would describe horseradish, at least.
See, pain is a flavor too, and some humans
It
are into
is,
that.
but that doesn't mean it's something I have. It's not something that I should have to, endure on a regular basis.
Not on a regular basis, no.
The temple is actually starting to look mostly complete now.
Yay.
And now our equipment has been cursed.
On the DC. It is better where it is wetter. Take it from me.
I am a crab in the king's court. I have more power than I should have.
Oh god, I'm hungry. I can't balance myself anymore.
There, we are much less hungry now.
And it was at that moment that Chocobo forgot how to stand.
And Flan is down. And with that, we have explored this whole floor. On to the next one.
It's pretty efficient. I mean, we've leveled up 2 times in the past, like, 10 minutes now. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Sadly, we've not gotten another job level, because I think the next job level that we get is actually the really, really important one.
Floor number 9.
Alright, Revenants. Revenants are mostly just an upgraded form of the Wraith enemies that we've already been, of the Wraith/Ghost enemies that we've already been fighting.
Yeah, they're basically Wraiths.
They, much like the other Ghost and Revenant enemies, have the Drain spell, which allows them to sap both of your HP and your food level. If you get hit with it, it decreases your food level by 10%, and you lose some HP. It's not honestly all that dangerous of a spell, but it can screw you over in these longer dungeon treks. So be wary.
I'm reminded of the Golden Fuzzies from Paper Mario 2. They have the ability to sap not your health, but your flower. Actually, no, they do take health points at the same time, or maybe they don't. But the point is that Golden Fuzzies can steal your flower points, your currency for using special abilities, and then they can use special abilities. And I think that's how they deal damage, other than just letting the other members in their party beat the crap out of you.
Right. It's really weird though, because the Osmos ability in general in RPGs is usually not that big of a threat, but in Mystery Dungeon games specifically, it's a huge hassle.
Smack. Job. Good
Not really
job.
sure what else we need to bring up. We've talked about the changing background, how it's getting slightly darker as we advance through. But in the next episode, we will continue on through our Guardian of the Water dungeon.
Now. What we have to upgrade now is his sense of respect.